Israel, first and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to the Most High Yahweh. Ba'ashima Mashiach Komadak Yabushah. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father, which the world calls God. And Yahweh Shah is the name of his only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus the Christ. First, I want to give a strong shalom to all the mighty men that go out and labor, that present their bodies as a living sacrifice, doing all they can to wake up the lost sheep of the house of Israel, right there enduring the elements, the 100-degree weathers, the freezing below codes, and everything that's trying to hinder the work of the Most High, right? Shalom, shalom. I want to give another strong shalom to all the mighty Aquath, right? The sisters that are at home, reverencing their husbands, right? Being teachers of good things, tender, delicate, and on fire for the Most High. Last but not least, I want to give another strong shalom to all the mighty teenagers and children in this truth as well, doing all they can to make their calling and election sure in the last days. And Brother Tazamah coming at you with another cold cut through the spirit. And by the topic of this cold cut is titled, Do You Really Deserve to Be Delivered Out of America? Right? The topic of this cold cut is, do you deserve to get saved out of America, man? That's the question. Or you have a lot of brothers and sisters, right? They talk about how they want to get out of this place. Oh yeah, I hate America. I can't wait till the Lord comes back. I can't wait till Yahweh Shah destroys this place. Right? We understand what you're talking about. We understand how you feel, right? But the question is, do you deserve to get up out of here, man? Do you really deserve for the Lord to get off his throne and say, you know what? I gotta save this sister. She's on fire. Right? I gotta save this brother. He's on fire. He can't be here too long. Do you deserve that, man? But what you're gonna come to find out, you really don't deserve to get up out of here, man. Now we understand. Yes, we want to get out of here. We hate this place. It's nothing but wickedness, sorcery. Right? We want everlasting life. But a lot of you men and women, you're not ready to get up out of here, man. It's a lot of more things you have to work on, man. Again, you have a brother saying, I can't wait to get out of this place. Right? The question is, if the Lord was to come back right now, today, would you be ready, man? If Yahweh Shah was to appear today or tomorrow, would you be ready? Right, let's kick it off with the book of Luke, chapter 12. That's the question. And if you're not ready, which I don't think nobody is, now you can say, well, hold on. I think I am ready. Well, brother, that's up to your understanding. You might be ready. But hey, I'm not ready, man. We not ready. It's a lot of more things we have to work on internally. Right? Let's kick it off with the book of Luke. And if you're not ready, that means there's work to be put in. That means it's less slothfulness. It's more productivity, right? It's more diligence. It's more eternal work that needs to be put in. Let's kick it off with the book of Luke, right? Let's kick it off with the book of Luke, the 12th chapter. Right? It's the book of Luke, chapter 12 and verse number 37. It says, Blessed are those servants whom the Lord, when he cometh, shall find watching. Verily I say unto you, that he shall gird himself and make them to sit down at meat, and will come forth and serve them. And if he shall come in a second watch, or come in the third watch, and find them so, blessed are those servants. Right? Because during the Roman Empire, you had 4 watches. You have the first, second, and third, and fourth watch. Right? It says, verse 39, and this know, that if the good man of the house had known what hour the thief would come, he would have watched and not have suffered his house to be broken through. And we all know that Yahweh Shah is coming back as a thief in the night. That's written in the Bible, man. We don't need a 2-hour in-depth breakdown. The Lord is coming on a Pacific time where you think the Son of Man is not to come. And that's twofold, man. That's talking about his actual second coming. And that's also talking about the Lord when he visits you. Because the Lord, he does pop-ups, man. The Lord might send an angel down to see if you on fire, to see if you diligent. The Lord might pop up on you to see if you bringing forth good works. If you're not bringing forth good works, guess what? He commands his spirit to be taken from you. So the Lord, Yahweh Shai, he do pop-ups all the time. Nevertheless, right? If this man would have watched for the thief, he would have not have suffered his house to be broken in. This the point right here, verse 40. This the point. It says, be ye therefore ready also, for the Son of Man cometh at an hour when ye think not. So the Lord commanded you to be ready, man. You have to be ready on the second coming of Yahweh Shai, man. If you're not ready, you're not going to be saved. You're not going to be delivered. So why you have men talking about, man, I'm ready to get out of this place. No, brother, you're not ready to get out of this place. I can't wait till Yahweh Shai comes back. Yahweh said, I can't wait till the Lord destroy this place. Well, if the Lord destroyed this place, are you going to be, the question is, are you going to be destroyed with it? You just committed adultery 2 days ago, man. Right? You just smoked weed last week. You haven't read in 5 days. What do you mean? What do you mean you can't wait till the Lord destroy this place? You still have demons you have to work on. You still have more sins you have to get off you. How are you ready? How do you want the Lord to come back, man? You still have to work on you still deal with anger issues. You still haven't conquered the lust. You haven't even conquered the flesh yet. You haven't even experienced certain experiences you're supposed to receive in this truth. So how are you, out of all the people on the earth, out of all the brothers and sisters in the truth, how are you ready for the Lord to destroy this place? How are you ready to get up out of here? And we can't be deceiving ourselves, man. We have to think logically. The Lord said, be ready. When you ready, that means you've been purged. You literally went through the fire, man. You endured the hour in temptation. And no man has endured the hour of temptation because the hour of temptation hasn't came yet, man. So if you haven't endured if you haven't passed the hour in temptation, how are you ready for Yahweh Shai to destroy America? How are you ready for the Lord to come back? You cannot wait. I'm going to read that again, Luke 12:40. It says, but be ye therefore ready also, for the Son of Man cometh at an hour when ye think not. So the Lord commanded you to be ready, man. You have to be ready. Let's get this precept in Zechariah the 13th chapter. Well, actually, let's go to Revelation chapter 16. Before we go to that, let's go to Revelation chapter 16 and 15. So we not ready, man. Right? We don't deserve to get up out of here. What have you done to deserve for you to be saved? I mean, literally. We all fall short. Again, we haven't even been purified thoroughly yet. We still have impurities on us. That's why we have to go through affliction to get it off of us. So, how are you ready, man? When there's so many things you have to go through in order to get to that, in order to be made perfect. You're made perfect through sufferings. Right? Let's go to Revelation 16 and 15. It says, this Revelation chapter 16 and verse number 15. And it reads, behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. Right? So again, the Lord is coming back as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garment and is ready. Because if you're not ready, you're gonna walk naked, and you're gonna be ashamed of yourself. Your spiritual garment. A lot of you, man, you don't even have your spiritual garment on. You didn't even put your clothes on for you to be ready, man. Right? What do your mom say? If you're not ready by this specific time, you getting left. Right? What do Jake do? Jake putting on his clothes at the last minute and trying to rush out the house. You jumping down a flight of stairs. Guess what? Your mom peeled off on you. Hey, the Lord, when he says you better be ready, you have to be ready through the Spirit, man. You have to be perfected through the Spirit. Like we said, you don't deserve to get up out of here, man. You still falling victim to your demons. You still haven't conquered or mastered the flesh. You still don't even have discipline. How do you deserve? What can you do to deserve to get up out of here? And the Lord said we are saved by grace. Let's get that in Ephesians chapter 2. It's no work that you could put in ultimately that's gonna cause you to be saved. Right? Now we know we have to keep the commandments and believe on Yahushua. We understand that. But the Lord said all of our righteousness is as filthy rags in Isaiah chapter 64:4. Let's go to Ephesians chapter 2. Right? This Ephesians chapter 2 and verse number 8. It says, for by grace are ye saved, through faith, and not of yourselves. It is the gift of God. Right? You have certain men, they think they saved off of their works. They think they're saved off of themselves. Yeah, I have on long fringes. Right? I kept the Passover last year or 2 years ago. And you're not saved off yourself, man. It says, verse 9, not of works, lest any man should boast. So you are saved through the grace and mercy of your Hamashiach Umarak Yahushua, man. The only reason you're going to get saved, if you get saved, is through grace and mercy, because the Lord had mercy upon you to make it out of here, man. Because again, we don't deserve to get saved out of here, man. Due to our rebellious and wicked and stiff-necked ways. We don't even deserve to be in the truth, if you ask me. Right? So what makes you deserve to get up out of here? Let's go to Zechariah chapter 13. Let's get a quick precept. Let's go to Zechariah chapter 13. And when you understand how much things you have to go through, we need to take advantage of this grace period. Right? You have men abusing grace right now as we speak. They're abusing the grace of the Lord. Instead of taking this time to get their spirit, right? And instead of taking the time to pray, to build themselves up, right now as we speak, they are abusing the grace of the Lord. It's only a matter of time before that grace period runs out. Grace don't last forever, man. Once it runs out, that's it. If you're ready, you're ready. If you're not ready, you're not ready, man. Let's go to Zechariah chapter 13. Zechariah chapter 13 and verse number 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire. So the 1/3, the men that get saved out of Babylon the Great, they're going to get brought through the fire. A lot of people, the reason why they say they can't stay here anymore, right? Or they want the Lord to come back expediently and destroy this place. Ultimately, they don't want to go through the fire, man. Who wants to get those impurities off of them? Deeply, if you have ears to hear this, who wants to stay in America so they could conquer the flesh, man? So they could overcome the demons, overcome the world. You're not just finna just get up out of here. Did Yahushua just get up out of here? Did he came, he was born on the earth, and he just got beamed up? No, the Lord said, my time is not yet come. So it was a time for the Lord to go. What you're gonna come to find out, a lot of us Israelites, it's not time for us to get up out of here yet. If that's the case, we would have already been saved, man. We would have already been delivered, most High willing. But since we not delivered, that means what? When it's not time to get delivered yet. And it's many things that Yahweh Shai, when Yahweh Shai said, my time is not yet come, it's things he still had to go through. It was prophecies that still had to be fulfilled, man. It was more sufferings and affliction that he had to go through before he left the earth. So you don't, again, your time, it's not time for you to get up out of here. Maybe if you cast off the flesh, you wholly serve the Lord diligently for a long periods of time. You patiently wait for the second coming of Yahushua. You hold integrity. You stop willfully sinning. Maybe the Most High can consider you being saved. But until you can walk uprightly and follow the Lord wholly, and you don't need to be saved. You got a lot of more work to do here. And right now, if you got ears to hear, this world is a simulation. This is a game, man, with different tests. Until you pass all of those tests, you can't win the game. It's no man that's gonna win the game and not pass any test and not pass the simulations. You have to first pass these different simulations and tests, and then you get the victory, man. Then you get the reward. So it says, I will bring the third part through the fire and will refine them as silver is refined and will try them as gold is tried. A lot of women and men, they don't want to go through that fire because it's hard. It's uncomfortable. It don't feel good. But this is what you need, man. It's going to cause you to learn from your mistakes. Again, Yahushua could have killed himself, man. Yahushua, he could have just hopped off the cross. He didn't have to endure that. But he stayed on there. He stayed on the cross. He bared that affliction. He put all of those iniquities on his back, man, and carried those burdens. And he ultimately wanted to go through that, man. Job could have killed himself. Job had boils on his skin. Job could have said, man, I can't wait till Yahushua destroy this place and come back already. No, what did Job do? He endured until the end. And he received twice as what he's had before, man. And that ultimately built Job up. Now we talking about Job, and he arguably got some of the most patience and endurance out of all the men in the scriptures. Job Job wanted to die. Let's go to that in Job chapter 6. A lot of men, you want death because that's the easy way out, right? Giving up, dying, wanting the Lord to come back right then and there. Hey, that's the easy way out. But who wants to stay here so they could cast off and work on what they need to work on? Because if you get saved right now, the same problems you dealing with on this side, you're going to have to deal with in the second wilderness, man. On the other side, man. And if you falling on that side, you're going to be destroyed. So you have to first conquer everything on this side. Then you could consider about getting on that side, getting everything correctly or being delivered or being saved. Until then, you are not ready to be saved, man. Let's go to Job chapter 6. This Job chapter 6 and verse number 8. It says, oh, that I might have my request, for that God will grant me the thing that I long for. Even that it would please God to destroy me, that he will loose his hand and cut me off. Then should I have yet comfort. Yeah, I will harden myself in sorrow, let him not spare. So Job wanted the Most High to destroy him. Job was upset. He said, Lord, why didn't you just destroy me already? Why didn't you just kill me? I can't take this anymore. And that's how you might get in the flesh. Yahushua, I can't wait till you destroy America. I can't wait till all hell. I can't wait till you judge the heathen. But what we don't know is we might actually be partakers of that destruction, man. We might be destroyed right with the heathen, due to us not being fully purified. And when Yahweh Shah come back, it's no respect to persons, man. If you're wicked and the truth, you still dealing with things, all hell breaking loose, you're going to be destroyed, man. So Job, he desired death, but Job didn't know the Lord was testing him this whole time. Job wanted the easy way out. He wanted to be over right then and there. But what's the purpose of it? I mean, what is your gain out of it? What you're going to come to find out, a lot of people, they don't know how to be comfortable with being uncomfortable for long periods of time. Again, when the Lord returns, let's go to Luke chapter 12 again. Right? Let's go to the Luke chapter 12. Right? And when you read 1 Peter, the 4th chapter, 16 on down, it said the righteous shall scarcely be saved. So a righteous man, he's barely going to make it when the Lord returns. So how is it that you want the Lord to destroy this place? Or you can't wait? Man, I can't wait till Yahushua come back. Brother, you know not what you say. This is the book of Luke, chapter 12, and verse number. Right, this Luke chapter 12 and verse number 49. It reads, I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it be already kindled? Hey, that's a mean verse, man. You can't read this verse like you Santa Claus or a regular man with no understanding. It says, I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it already be kindled? Meaning the Lord is coming back with massive destruction, man. Massive judgment. Mass of chaos, man. What will I if it already be kindled? Because the Lord is already fierce. He's already ready. He's ready to chop heads off, man. He's ready to destroy sinners. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 1 and 28. So if you get caught struggling with the same things you're struggling now, when Yahweh Shah returns, again, it's no respect of persons. You are going to be destroyed. A lot of people in the truth, they're going to die, man. It's reality. Not everybody in the truth is going to make it. Right? I don't have a guarantee. I'm not even secure, man. I don't know if I could die, man. I don't know if I'm going to make it. But you have to give diligence to make your calling and election sure. A lot of people in the truth, they're going to be in for a rude awakening. This Isaiah chapter 1 and 28. And the destruction of the transgressors and of the sinners shall be together, and they that forsake the Lord shall be consumed. So the destruction of the sinners and transgressors, hey, they're going to die together. That's in the nation of Israel, and that's outside of the nation of Israel. That's for people in the truth. That's for people in the world. Again, let's go to Romans chapter 2. You think the Lord care if you in the truth? Right? A lot of you people in the truth, you don't really know Yahweh Shai. You don't really know the Most High, man. You still have Christianity in your mind. Right? This Romans chapter 2 and 11. It reads, for there is no respect of persons with God. Right, Salakia? Right, with the Most High is no respect of persons, man. So the Lord don't care who you is. He don't care. He don't care, man. If you are not ready in the second coming of Yahweh Shai, you are not going to be saved. You are going to be destroyed, man. You are going to you're going to get your head chopped off. And we don't want that. We want to make it out of here. Let's go to Amos chapter 5. Right, let's go to the book of Amos chapter 5. A lot of people think, man, if you just only read the scriptures, you will understand the amount of power, majesty, strength, dominion, chaos that Yahushua is coming back when he returns. To the point where even Habakkuk the prophet, and he said, I wanted to be in the spirit world. In Habakkuk chapter 3 and 16 on down. 18 on down. Let's go to the prophet Amos, chapter 5. This is the book of Amos, chapter 5, and verse number 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? Right. Again, it says, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord, man. Now, again, we obviously, yes, we want to be delivered, man. We can't stand America. We hate it. It's a lot of sin. It's a lot of witchcraft, sorcery. It's a lot of just evilness going on. It vexes our spirit. We know that. But the Lord said, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord, man. It's a lot of people, they just regurgitate what somebody else might say. They don't know the significance of it, man. You have certain men, they actually desire the day of the Lord. You have men in the world, they desire the day of the Lord. The Christians, mom might say, man, I can't wait till Christ returns. They don't even know, they don't really know what they saying. Right? You have women in the truth freaking off, but yet they're saying, I can't wait till the Lord returns. We're waiting to get up out of here. And the Lord said, he said, what? To what end is it for you? Meaning, do you know what you're really talking about? Are we talking about the Lord? We talking about the second coming of our Lord and Savior. The first coming, the Lord didn't make his grand entrance. He came meek and lowly, man, sitting upon an ass. The second time he's returning, it's going to be a great show. It's going to be a great appearance, man. The Lord is going to put on a show. He's going to magnify, the Father's going to magnify his son's name. So it says, to what end is it for you? Meaning you might not even make it. Don't even get your hopes up. Don't deceive yourself. Don't be prideful. You might not even make it. It says the day of the Lord is darkness and not light. As if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand upon the wall and the servant bit him. Right? It might be a man, for example, let's say a man, he's running from a bear. He escaped it. Or he's running from a lion, rather. Then a bear, he stopped and catch a breather. Then a bear come out the way. Damn, scratched the tree, almost scratched him. Then he run inside a house. Right? It says, and he leaned his hand on the wall. Right? He said, you know what? Dang. That was crazy. That was chaotic. He leaned his hand on the wall. He relaxed. It says what? And a serpent bit him. Right? He got bit by a serpent. Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it? What that's saying is, meaning you can't escape the judgment of the Lord, man. That man was running from a lion, then a bear. He escaped the lion and the bear, but a serpent bit him. Meaning you can't escape the judgments of the Most High, man, and the second coming. Right? And it says, shall not that day be very dark? That's going to be one of the most terriblest day in history. Let's go to Joel chapter 2. This Joel chapter 2 and verse 1. Or Joel chapter 2 and verse 2. It says, a day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong. There have not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. So when the Lord returned, it's not going to be no other day in history. But it's going to be worse than 1619 for a lot of people, man. It's going to be worse than Jacob's trouble, man. It's going to be worse than 70 AD. It's going to be a day of thick darkness, thick gloominess, and nothing but judgment executed on the earth. Right? Let's go to Habakkuk chapter 3. Right? Let's go to the book of Habakkuk chapter 3. So again, you have to ask your question. Do you deserve to get up out of here? Right? Let's go to the book of Habakkuk, chapter 3. I'm scared of the second coming of Yahushua, man. And we terrified of it. We fear and dread over it. We're not happy, man. Now you want to be confident. We know that. We're going to get to that. Nevertheless, we're not just having a tambourine in our hands. And we're begging and screaming out the name of the Most High, and asking him to have mercy upon us, if we even deserve the mercy, and hope we making it out of here with our heads down. We're not being prideful and rejoicing, thinking that we're going to make it. This is Habakkuk chapter 3 and verse number 16. Habakkuk 3 and 16. It says, when I heard, my belly trembled, my lips quivered at the voice. Rottenness entered into my bones, and I trembled in myself. Right? When you read Habakkuk, the 3rd chapter, Habakkuk received an in-depth vision on the second coming of Yahushua. Right? Through the vision. Right? It says, hey, let me read that again. It says, when I heard, my belly trembled, my lips quivered at the voice. The rottenness entered into my bones, and I trembled in myself. Hey, so Habakkuk, he's a prophet. He's saying he's seen a second coming. He's trembling. He's shaking. That I might rest in the day of trouble. When he cometh up into the people, he will invade with his troops. And Habakkuk said, when the Lord returned, I don't even want to be on the earth. I want to be in the spirit world. I don't even want to be here right now. I don't know if I'm going to even make it. And he's a prophet, man. He's predestined the king. All of the prophets will be in the kingdom of heaven, man. Habakkuk knew he was a prophet. The Most High was dealing with him. But yet he himself even said that I might rest in the day of trouble. Hey, that's the spirit, man. Let's go to 2nd Esdras 16 and 17. Right? The Bible opens straight up to it. This 2nd Esdras 16 and 17. Woe is me, who would deliver me in those days? So Esdras, the prophet and a priest. Now, when you read chapter 8, Esdras already was predestined the kingdom. The Lord said, the doors of paradise is open unto thee, paraphrasing it. So the Lord already told Esdras, you're gonna be in the kingdom. That's what he told him, basically. You're gonna make it. Yet Esdras, he's still saying, woe is me. Woe is me. Who's gonna deliver me in those days? Due to the mass destruction, the fierceness, the power and majesty that the Yahushua is coming back in his second coming, man. So when we talk about the second coming of the Lord and the Lord coming back, you have to know what you're talking about, man. You can't just utter words, right, of what another brother says. You have to know what's going on here. You have to say, dang, he's coming back with that much power. Am I prepared for this? Am I mentally prepared? Am I spiritually prepared? Have I overcame all of the obstacles that's in his road, that's on his path? You have to consider these things, right? Now let's go to the book. Let's go to the book of, let me see what I wanted. This precept. Right? Let's go to the book of 1 John. Right? Let's go to the book of 1 John, chapter 2, and verse number 28. So again, for the brothers tuning in, the question is, do you deserve to get saved? Do you deserve to be delivered out of America? Right? Actually, before we go to 1 John, let's get Romans 6 and 1. Right? Let's get Romans chapter 6 and 1. So this is a grace period for you to get your spirit right, man. Again, the question is, do you deserve to get saved out of America? Right? How do you deserve to get up out of here and you still struggling with cigarettes, man? But you the main one saying you can't wait for the Lord to return. But you struggling with cigarettes. You still struggling with pornography, lewdness. You still struggling with covetousness. You just trying to get money. That's all you focused on is money, money, money. What we have to do as a nation, we have to get our spirit and mind ready so we could be prepared for the second coming of the Lord. So we can get up out of here. And we not worthy. We not like our forefathers. Before I go to that, I'm thinking of a lot of precepts. Let's go to the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4. And we not Enoch, man. Neither are we Elijah or Yahushua. Hey, these men, they deserve to get up. They deserve to get up out of here. Right? Enoch, he deserved to get taken up into a cloud. It's the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4, and verse number 10. Wisdom of Solomon 4 and 10. It says, he pleased God and was beloved of him, so that living amongst sinners, he was translated. So Enoch is in a similar situation to what we are in. During the time of Enoch, you had nothing but wicked, unjust, evil, murdering, nothing but lewdness, men into sex. It was evil men. So Enoch, he was living among sinners. He was translated. Verse 11. Yea, speedily was he taken away, lest that wickedness shall alter his understanding, or deceit beguile his soul. Right? For the bewitching of naughtiness doth obscure things that are honest, and the wandering of the concupiscence doth undermine the simple-minded. Meaning, sin, wickedness, evilness could damage or ultimately take over somebody that has an upright heart with the Most High. So Enoch, hey, the Lord had to, hey, it says speedily. The Lord had to hurry up and get Enoch up out of there, man. Are we Enoch, man? It say Enoch pleased God. Enoch pleased the Most High so much that the Lord had to take him up into a cloud before his time. Enoch didn't even die. He got taken up into a cloud. A lot of you men, you think you Enoch back on the earth, man. Yeah, I mean, man, I wish the Most High just pull an Enoch on me. Brother, you don't deserve an Enoch, brother. You was just smoking weed yesterday, brother. How do you deserve for the Most High to pull an Enoch on you? Right? You haven't read in 5 days. You fast only twice a month. You still go back to, you still in the world, really. You really don't care about this thing for real. You just come in when you feel like it. You just keep the commandments when you feel like it. You just taking your time. You being easy. You just going with the flow. And you doing whatever the Most High whatever the wind takes you, that's what you do. You don't even know what you want in life. You're lost. You're the one that's lost, but you want the Most High to pull an Enoch on you. Let's go to the book of Sirach, chapter 44. Right? Let's go to the book of Sirach, chapter 44. And in 1 Kings 19:4, Elijah the prophet said, we are no better than our fathers. So we're not better than Enoch, man. Right? I said Sirach 44. Actually, let me get Sirach chapter 48 and verse 1. This is the book of Sirach. Actually, I don't want Sirach 48 and 1. Let's go to 1 Maccabees chapter 2. That's what I want. Let's go to 1 Maccabees chapter 2. And let's go to verse number 1 Maccabees chapter 2 and verse number, let me see what I want. 58. This 1 Maccabees chapter 2 and verse 58. Now, Elijah, he got beamed up into a chariot. He got taken away. Now, was Elijah, he just got taken away. We don't know. He just got taken up. Maybe he was wicked and he got taken up. No, let's see why Elijah got taken up. This first Maccabees 2:58. For Elias, for being zealous and fervent for the law, was taken up into heaven. So Elijah was so on fire. He literally called fire down from heaven. Literally. And consumed 150 officers. He literally shut up the heavens so that it was a famine. Elijah was so on fire that he got beamed up into a chariot. The Lord had just had to beam him up. That's how on fire he was and fervent. You telling me Elijah was so on fire he got beamed up into a chariot, man? So how on fire should we be as a nation, man? How much work should we really be putting in? He was so on fire, the Most High just had to beam him up into a chariot. That's where this should be our motivation, man. This is who we should look up to. This is who we should inspire to be like. Our mighty foremothers and forefathers in the scriptures, man. So the answer to the question is, no, we do not deserve to get up out of here. It's a lot of more fighting we have to do. It's a lot of more reading we have to do. It's a lot of more praying we have to do. It's a lot of more working on our spirits we have to do. It's a lot of more cleaning up we have to do. Because before you appear before the Lord, you have to be clean, man. You have to have on that white garment. You can't have no spots on you, no blemishes. So no, we do not deserve to get beamed up out of this thing. And if you believe you deserve, well, brother, that's your understanding. That's on you. I can't tell you, well, maybe you don't. We know who really deserves to get up out of here and not. Only men and women that deserve to get up out of here is the elect. If you're not a part of the elect, you don't deserve to get up out of this thing, man. Right? So let's go to 1 John chapter 2. Let's go to the book of 1 John chapter 2 and verse number 28. It's the book of 1 John chapter 2 and 28. 1 John 2 and 28. And now, little children, abide in him, that when he shall appear, we may have confidence and not be ashamed before him at his coming. So when the Lord appears, you want to be confident in the second coming of the Lord, man. Until you actually can say, you know what, I'm confident. I mean, you know how confident you got to be to know you're going to be delivered? That means what? It's even more work to put in our faith, in our patience, in our virtue. You want to be confident in the second coming of the Lord, and you don't want to be ashamed. Right, let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 1. Let me get this quick precept. Let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 1. I believe it's 1 Corinthians 1 and 8. God, this 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 8. It says, who shall also confirm you unto the end, that ye may be blameless in the day of our Lord, Yahushua Mashiach. So the goal, and this is salvation wise. This what needs to be talking about, right? Cutting up scoffers and cutting up and having Esau kiss your boot. That don't matter, man. That's not going to determine your salvation. That's not the goal. How many boot kisses can you get from the so-called white man? That's not the goal, man. Our goal is to be blameless before the second coming of Yahushua. How do you be blameless? By putting off the old man every single day. By making your prayer before the Lord. By offending less. By taking notes on the things that you struggle with and how to overcome it. Because those same things that you struggle, Satan is going to attack your weakest points. Satan is not going to come from your strongest ways, right? Or go for your ways that you're strengthening. He's going to go for your weak parts, your counterparts, your parts that don't have strength. And if you don't strengthen those things, I mean, all hell is going to break loose, man. You're going to end up falling out of the truth, getting a reprobate mind, or the Most High is just going to have to judge you, right? So the goal is to be blameless before the second coming of Yahushua. The goal is to get our spirits right, man, right? And everybody's different. Everybody has different things in their spirit that they have to get right. What I have to get right with myself, that may be different from another brother, right? That's in Atlanta somewhere. What you might deal with or have to get right with your spirit or clean up with is totally different from what I have to clean up. But we all have something in common. We have to clean ourselves up. We have to get blameless. We have to be perfected. We have to go through the fire. How do you do that? I mean, you will have to be in it. You can't go through the fire in the kingdom of heaven. I mean, you already in the kingdom. You can't go through the fire in the kingdom. You can't go through the fire in the third heaven, in the second wilderness. No, you go through the fire in Babylon the Great. Babylon the Great, or America, is the furnace. This is the furnace place. This is the furnace of affliction. This is all the test. And you have to arm yourselves in the same mind as Yahushua, pursuing of 1 Peter chapter 4 and 1. Now let's go to the book of Ephesians chapter 4. Right? Let's go to the book of Ephesians chapter 4. This Ephesians chapter 4 and 22. That ye put off concerning the former conversation, the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust. So we have to put off the old man every single day. The Lord said in Sirach, chapter 5 and 7, make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put off not from day to day, lest certainly the wrath of God shall come upon thee, and in that security thou shalt be destroyed, paraphrasing. So every single day you have to chip off the impurities that's in your spirit. You have to mortify your flesh. You gotta get more and more ready to be blameless before the second coming of Yahushua. It says, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind, and that ye put on the new man, which after God is created in righteousness and true holiness. And if you don't have that new man 100% completely on when the Lord returns, you are not going to make it. You are not going to make it. Let's go to the book of Sirach, chapter 17 and 24. Right, it's the book of Sirach, chapter 17 and 24. Afterwards, he will rise up and reward them, and render their recompense upon their heads. But unto them that repent, he granteth them return, and comfort those that fail in patience. Return unto the Lord, and forsake thy sins. Make thy prayer before his face, and offend less. And that should be every brothers and sisters' goal, seeing that we are approaching the last days more and more, is to forsake our sins. Don't meddle with them forever. Leave them off. Make our prayer before Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, and offend less. Right? But with that, giving all honor and glory to the Most High Yahweh, B'Shem Mashiach Womadak Yahushua. Most High willing, this video is edifying. Continue to read, pray, fast, and study. Most importantly, beseech the Heavenly Father for his mercy. With that, I say shalom.